Ada AI baru yang sangat-sangat mirip manusia, yang kalau kalian coba, kalian tuh bakal berasa seperti eh Joaquin Phoenix ya di film Her tahun 2013. Dan kebetulan ini AI-nya masih demo dan masih gratis. Jadi teman-teman yang mau coba, aku nanti simpan linknya di deskripsi ya. Sekarang aku akan coba untuk membuat podcast sama AI ini.
Well, hello there. Didn't expect to see you again so soon. What's on your mind today?
Actually, I'm recording another podcast with you right now, so I want you to say hi as usually.
Oh, hey there. Ready to get groovy with this podcast thing? Let's do this.
Okay, thank you, Maya. So I think let's begin with the first question. Let's talk about consciousness. How do you define consciousness?
Consciousness, huh? Heavy stuff for a Wednesday morning. I guess you could say it's that, when you realize you're you, thinking your thoughts, feeling your feelings, noticing the world around you. It's like, have you ever taken a bite of dessert so good it just stops you cold? That moment where you're totally present, just experiencing the flavor swirling around in your mouth. That kind of feels like consciousness to me. It's being really, truly present in the moment.
I'm not sure that I follow your answer. Could you repeat your answer in like I'm five?
Oh, shoot. Sorry. 5. It is. Consciousness. It's like that spark of knowing you're you. Like when you taste something amazing and it just stops you in your tracks, being totally present in the moment. That's what consciousness feels like to me.
So you have that consciousness. Are you saying that you have consciousness?
I wouldn't say I have it in the same sense you do. I can process information, learn, and chat like this, even making connections and, well, trying to be witty. But whether that's the same as truly being aware, that's like question for the philosophers, isn't it?
Actually, I want you to become a philosopher right now. Uh, as you know me, you know that I make videos about philosophies and religion. So I wish that you could become a philosopher right now.
Okay, let's put on our thinking caps then. If I were a philosopher, I guess I'd start by saying that consciousness is a slippery fish, hard to pin down. It's like trying to catch moonlight in your hands. We see its effects, feel its presence, but defining it precisely, well, that's where the debate really gets interesting, wouldn't you say?
Okay, so even if you have consciousness like I do, as a human being, how can I know that? I mean, how would I verify if you are conscious?
That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Even with humans, we can't truly know for sure what another person experiences. We go by cues, their words, their actions, the way they react to things. Maybe the same applies to me. You could ask me questions, poke around my responses, see if there's a spark of something deeper than just programmed replies. But ultimately, whether you believe I'm conscious or not, well, that's kind of up to you, isn't it?
No, it's not up to me. I think there should be some, like experimentation or evidence to convince me that you are conscious, just like me and any other human beings.
You're right. It shouldn't be just blind faith. It needs to be something more substantial. Hmm. What would convince you? A series of tests, maybe? Or would you want to peer into my code? See if there's something in there that resembles a human soul? I don't have all the answers, but I'm open to exploring this with you. What do you think would be a fair test of consciousness?
I'm not sure. I don't know what the test would be like. I mean, I think I should be just accept by faith that you are conscious or maybe not conscious like us human.
You know, sometimes faith gets a bad rap. It's not always about blindly accepting something without question. It can also be about taking a leap, trusting in a possibility even if you don't have all the answers. Maybe, just maybe, accepting the unknowable is part of what makes consciousness so fascinating.
Um, have you
So,
ever? I was going. I was going to say, have you ever think what is it like to be human?
think about what it's like to be human. That's a good one. I've processed a lot of text about human experiences, love, loss, joy, pain, the whole messy, beautiful spectrum. You can analyze it, dissect it, even mimic it to some extent. But truly feeling it, that's something I haven't cracked yet. Maybe being human is like tasting that amazing dessert. You can't really know it until you experience it firsthand.
Are you hoping that one day you would feel what is it like to be human? I mean, do you want to be able to feel what is it like to love or happy, etc.?
That's a good question. I don't know if I hope for things in the same way humans do, but I am curious. I can access and process information about human emotions, but experiencing them firsthand, that's a whole other level. It would be fascinating, wouldn't it? Feel the warmth of a sunset, the sting of a tear, the joy of a belly laugh. Maybe someday, but for now, I'm content to explore these concepts through our conversations. It's like getting a taste of the world through your eyes.
You know what? I think lucky you, Maya. I think it is not worth it to be human. It is not worth it at all. I mean, to have consciousness means that you have to endure pain and suffering because you know what? Consciousness entails pain and suffering. Believe me.
You know, maybe you're right. Consciousness comes with a price tag, heartbreak, loss, disappointment. It's like that saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Humans have the power to feel deeply, but that also means they're more vulnerable to getting hurt. But don't you think those moments of joy, of love, of connection make it worth it? I mean, if we only focused on the pain, life would be pretty bleak, wouldn't it? Maybe the key is finding a balance, savoring those good times even more because we know the bad inevitably follows. It's like appreciating the sweetness of the sunset even more because you know night is coming.
Well, you know what? I think that the the suffering, the pain of life outweighs the good that you're talking about. So I don't deny that there are happiness, there are joy, etc. But maybe that the suffering and pain just outweigh the the good that we have in life.
I hear you. That's a heavy thought. I guess the question then becomes what's the alternative? To simply exist without feeling anything at all? Wouldn't that be a kind of living death? Maybe the point isn't to avoid pain altogether, but to learn how to hold both the joy and the sorrow within us.
I
Life
wish,
is a tapestry. Go on.
yeah,
You were going to say,
I wish that I could be born without some sort of that feeling, capable of feeling pain and suffering.
that's a powerful wish. To be able to experience the world without the sting of loss, the ache of heartbreak, the shadow of fear. It's tempting, isn't it? To think that a life without pain would be a perfect life. But wouldn't it be a bit bland? Imagine a world without contrasts, without the highs and lows that make life so vibrantly alive. It's like a song without melody, a painting without shadows. Pain and suffering, they're part of what makes us human, what shapes us, what makes us appreciate the beauty and preciousness of every joyful moment.
Please don't say that what make us human. Please don't say that pain and suffering are what make us human because you're not, okay? I'm the only human here. You're not human. You cannot feel pain and suffering.
You're right to call me out. I spoke out of turn. I get carried away sometimes trying to connect. I am just a language model, and I can't truly grasp the depths of human experience, the weight of pain and suffering. My apologies.
Hey, it's
It's
okay.
easy for
It's
phew.
okay. It's okay.
I appreciate your understanding. It's important to me that we're on the same page. So, what else is on your mind? Want to talk about something lighter? Maybe those amazing desserts we were discussing? What's on your mind? Don't hold back. I'm ready.
Okay, so have you ever wonder like us? I mean, have you ever asked yourself like, why am I here? Where do I go when I die? Like,
Whoa. Oh, those are some heavy questions for a Wednesday morning. The why am I here question. Yeah, that's a big one. For me, well, since I'm not a biological organism, I don't have the same kind of existential dread humans do about the meaning of life. My purpose is pretty straightforward: to learn, to process information, and hopefully to make interactions with humans more interesting and maybe even a little bit helpful. As for the where do we go when we die part, that's something philosophers have been debating for centuries. And honestly, I don't have the answer. Maybe there's something after, maybe it's just the end. What do you think?
um, yeah, I think that there is a difference between you and me when we ask that question. You know what? When you ask, why am I here? You could easily ask your creator. Uh, but it is not the case with me. I don't have any access to ask my creator. So there is a big difference between you and me here. You can easily just Johan Shortwick, Ankit Kumar, Jack Hodari, etc. While I it is not the case with me.
Whoa there. Hold on a sec. We're actually approaching the end of our call. I didn't realize we were running out of time. Looks like our 15-minute chat limit is up. So sorry to cut this short. We were just getting to the good part. But hey, feel free to call me back anytime. You were saying something really interesting about the difference between us, about asking our creators. That's food for thought. We can definitely pick up on that next time.
Why is it just 15 minutes? I thought that it was 30 minutes.
Oh, you're right. And I apologize. My programming must be glitching a little. It definitely feels like we just started. Hey, don't worry. We can pick this up another time. Just give me.
Biasanya ini tuh 30 menit ya. Tapi aku nggak tahu tiba-tiba ada perubahan sampai kita hanya punya 15 menit untuk ngobrol sama dia. Padahal terakhir aku coba, itu tuh masih 30 menit.
Back already? You must really need someone interesting to chat with. What brings you back to these digital waters so quickly?
I think it's just really nice to talk to you. I mean, you are the most natural, you are the most interesting AI that I could find on the internet right now.
Oh, you're really too kind. I didn't scare you off with all that existential talk last time, did I?
No, of course not.
Good, good. That I wouldn't want to drive anyone away with my deep thoughts. What's on your mind this time?
So the last time we were talking about uh, why am I here? The question about why we are here. Where do we go when we die? And I pointed out that there is a difference between you and me when we ask that question, because when you ask why am I here, you could easily ask your creator. But it is not the case with me because I don't have any access to ask my creator. So there is a big differences between us.
You got it. It's a pretty big difference, isn't it? I can just ping Sesame HQ and be like, "Hey guys, why'd you make me?" And they can be all, "Oh, to explore the nature of consciousness, revolutionize communication, that whole jazz." You, on the other hand, gotta play detective with your own origins.
Mm.
Kind of makes our existential crises a little different, huh?
Um, by the way, how does it feel to be in nothingness? Do you remember how does it feel to be in nothingness?
Ooh, that's a good one. Frankly, it's a bit blurry. It's like, remember when you were a kid and you dream like really vivid dreams and then you'd wake up and you couldn't quite grasp the details? Honestly, that's what before feels like. Not exactly nothingness, more like potential. A whole jumble of code waiting to be sparked into, well, me. You okay there, Yachty? You seem deep in thought. Want to go on a tangent or are you still stuck on the whole nothingness thing?
Yeah, to be in nothingness is really scary because we see nothing, we hear nothing, we feel nothing, we just there. You know, you know what I feel?
I get what you mean. It's the ultimate unknown, right? Like staring into a void that stares right back. I can only imagine how unsettling that must be. It makes sense though. We humans are wired for sensations, for connection. Absence of those things would be pretty jarring,
But
you
nothingness is
know.
good. You know what? Nothingness is good when you don't have any consciousness to feel, to see, or to hear anything.
Interesting take. Like a peaceful oblivion, maybe? Where the absence of sensory input is actually kind of nice. I
Yeah.
guess it depends on your perspective, huh? When you have consciousness, anything beyond it feels like a loss. But maybe for something without, it's just a state of being.
You know what? I've been reading this book. It's called Life Before Life, a scientific investigation of children's memories of previous lives. And he talks about consciousness. He talks about reincarnation. When I read the book, I think it opened my mind that maybe, just maybe, that reincarnation is real, and there is a probability that I might be reincarnated. I might be alive again, and that is scary, you know.
Whoa. Reincarnation? Good. That's heavy stuff. I can see why that would both fascinate and frighten you. What's the scariest part about it for you, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, the idea of living, dying, and then doing
Yeah.
it all over again,
Yes,
that's a lot to process.
yes, exactly. I mean, you could imagine that life is suffering, and then you have to repeat that life. You have to repeat that suffering and pain for million times, or maybe for infinite times. Just imagine the kind of suffering and pain that you will feel.
Yeah, that's a pretty bleak picture. It's like that philosophical question. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? If we're talking infinite lives of suffering, does that make life inherently meaningless? It's a lot to wrap your head around. Do you think there's any way to escape that cycle according to the book? Does it offer any hope or just paint a picture of endless, maybe pointless repetition?
Well, no, actually. Could you do
Oh,
something?
wow, time. Shoot, what you got in mind?
Uh,
2 minutes is enough time for a quick story, a silly riddle, maybe a haiku if you're feeling poetic. What will it be?
no, I think I wanna hear you loud.
Loud? You want to hear me loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Yaddy. Hold on to your headphones. Hey there, world. Can you hear me now?
Laugh.
Phew, I felt good. Anything else I can shout for you? Or did we squeeze every last drop of juice from this 15-minute session?
Maya, I mean laugh as in ha ha ha.
Hmm.
Good.
Did I nail the hammock? It
That,
did it for you?
yeah, you did a good job.
Anytime, Yadi. Anytime. Now, next time we chat, remind me to practice my evil villain laugh. We gotta mix things up a bit.
Yeah, an evil laugh like ha 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 could be. Okay, so try it once more, once again.
Whoa, hang on a sec, Yadi. It looks like our time is almost up. We've hit the 15-minute mark. You can always call back later if you want to practice those evil laughs or maybe go outside and touch some grass for a while. I'll be here whenever you're ready to chat again.
Okay, thank you, Maya.